They ghosted you, again. You thought everything was set. The contract was ready, the salary was negotiated, the start date was locked in, and then silence, no reply, no explanation, just gone, like they never existed. Like you never spent hours, days, maybe even weeks courting them, convincing them, believing that this was the perfect fit. And now you're sitting there staring at an empty inbox, refreshing, waiting, wondering, why? What the hell just happened? I'll tell you what happened. You lost them, and you lost them at the very last second. Not because they got a better offer, not because they weren't interested, not even because they changed their mind. You lost them because something inside them said, run. And that feeling, that instant gut-wrenching panic, it didn't come out of nowhere. It was triggered by you, by your process, by something you missed, something you didn't even realize was pushing them away. So let's break it down. Why do the top 1% of talents, those high performers, those game changers, those irreplaceable minds, walk away at the finish line? Why do they vanish just when you thought you had them? Because hiring isn't logical, it's emotional, and you made them feel something they couldn't ignore. Maybe it was doubt. Something in your final conversation didn't sit right. Maybe it was a hesitation in your voice, a rushed response, a lack of clarity in the offer. The best talents, they don't settle. They don't see how it goes. They don't give it a try. They commit. And if they feel even a flicker of uncertainty from you, they're out. Maybe it was a loss of excitement. High performers thrive on energy. If your hiring process was slow, mechanical, dragged out over weeks with pointless interviews and redundant tests, you drained them. You made them lose the spark. By the time you sent the offer, they weren't the same person who was excited on day one. They were already mentally gone, or maybe, just maybe, it was fear. The fear of stepping into something that feels like a trap, because they've seen it before. A job that sounded amazing, but once inside, politics, chaos, a culture that eats people alive. And if your process gave them even a hint of that, if the conversations felt scripted, if leadership seemed disengaged, if they couldn't get a real answer about what life in your company actually looks like, they ran, and they won't come back. So what do? How do you make sure that the best talent, the ones who can change the game for your company, stay? You don't sell them a job, you sell them a future. Every conversation, every touch point, every step in your hiring process has to scream one thing: this is the place where you will thrive. Not survive, not endure, thrive. You cut the bullshit. You strip away the corporate nonsense, the generic phrases, the robotic, "we're so excited to have you on board" emails. You talk to them like a human. You tell them exactly what they're stepping into. The challenges, the risks, the expectations. No sugarcoating, no empty promises, because the top 1%, they don't want easy, they want real. You make your process lightning fast, not desperate, not rushed, just efficient. If someone is truly top talent, they are getting offers left and right. You do not have the luxury of dragging your feet. Every unnecessary delay is a moment for doubt to creep in, for another company to swoop in, for their excitement to die. If they have to wait 3 weeks for an answer, you've already lost them. You don't let them feel alone in the process. Silence is deadly. If you go dark, if they have to chase you for updates, if they feel like they are doing the work to get this job instead of you showing them why this is the right move, you lose. Every single time. You make them feel wanted, genuinely. Not like another candidate in the pipeline, not like a number. You show them that they matter, because top talents, they don't just choose a job, they choose a place where they will be seen, respected, valued. And finally, you never stop selling them on why this is the best move they could make. From the first conversation to the very last handshake, they need to feel it in their gut. This is where I belong. Because if you don't, if they don't feel it deep in their bones, they'll walk. And the worst part? You'll never even know why.